Now, the EuroHorcs, the 42 funding agencies, have signed already or developed already in 2005 an agreement which they call Money Follows Researcher Agreement. This means that I, as an individual principal investigator, being funded by the funding organization in Finland, if I decide to move to the UK, I can take my award with me. Now, only half have signed this agreement, and only 12 have implemented. And they fall into two categories. Only a few countries implement systematically this agreement to allow the money follow to another country with the researcher, and then there are case-by-case implementers which are listed there. Now, half of these organizations nevertheless have opened their funding schemes to non-resident researchers working in another country. I think this is quite a fine achievement, and we have to acknowledge at the same time that there are research institutes in Europe which do have laboratories in other countries, so this is of course a very strong and sustainable way of shifting money across the borders. Formal agreements of research collaboration and funding collaboration beyond Europe. What about the rest of the world? So there again I list the countries which are champions in these activities, and it's interesting to see that number one here, what concerns formal agreements, is China, not the United States. And after the United States, India, Japan, Russia, South Korea share the third position, followed by Taiwan. And my last slide of findings. Joint research projects, of course, are implemented by researchers themselves in the absence of any formal agreements, but the agencies do not develop or maintain databases on these activities, so we don't know what is going on. And then what was quite surprising, publications stemming from international collaboration co-authored by investigators from different countries, this you could imagine would be a prime indicator of internationalization of research in any particular country. But the surprise was that the agencies do not maintain databases on these, or then they just have not mined that data. So we don't know. Now the researchers have voiced in most of these countries of the EuroHorcs organizations very strong demands what concerns international collaboration. They want more funds for cross-border collaboration. They want more cooperation agreements between the agencies. They want more resources for research mobility, simplification of procedures, for instance, what concerns joint peer review. And they want more opportunities for access to large-scale infrastructure which enable long-term international collaborations. Now, probably, John, the Arab report has been mentioned, so preparing Europe for a new renaissance. This is the first report of the European Research Area Board, and now I have to ask you, John, did you go through the slide concerning open innovation? Good. Then I will close by telling you what Arab feels has to be done to promote not only excellence but innovation sparkling from excellence. The report, which was published at the beginning of October, defines 6 pillars, 6 characteristics, 6 domains that are essential to be developed to have a successful dynamic European research area of the future. And one of these pillars touches the concept of open innovation, and it demands that all public and private stakeholders would collaborate between themselves to realize open innovation. And if I just very quickly read the 6 milestones here, we should have a pan-European open innovation charter that is signed by all major stakeholders, private and public. There should be a pan-European label, open knowledge institutions, higher education institutions, and this would act as a gold standard for excellence in innovation. The overall R&D funding should rise to 5%, 2/3 from the private sector, and 2% of public procurement in Europe should be earmarked for innovative and pre-commercial technologies and should be open Europe-wide, for Europe-wide competition. The mobility of researchers, the intersectorial mobility between academia and industry and back should be really facilitated and promoted, and there should be risk capital available for early stage technology development 3 times as much as now, which still is only 0.15% of GDP. With this, I would like to close. Thank you very much.